Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So our session is this session is being taken by Ashwin, who is lead founder of Hacker Club Hackerabad, and will share some incredible hackathon winning techniques and tricks with you guys today. So this session is of 36-hour hackathon online hackathon conducted by our community CrossKnot Hacks. So over to you, Ashwin.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? Let me know in the chat. So my name is Ashwin Kumar Uppala. I'm talking from Hyderabad right now. I'm pretty curious to know where you all are talking from. So in the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to give you some amazing tips that I have used in myself, and I still use them while doing a hackathon, which you can certainly use for CrossKnot hacks. So Dave, can you pull up my screen? That would be amazing because I prepared a very short and sweet presentation for all of these folks. Although it was not mandatory, it's just that it's pretty nice touch. So if you are there, okay, hi Sanskar, that's nice. Oh, we have people from Delhi, that's amazing, awesome. So before I start, uh, I want to know in the chat what is winning for you. What do you mean by winning? Is it swags or is it like something else you want to learn or is like you want to make friends? What is it? Just let me know in the chat what is winning for you. Meanwhile, I'll introduce myself. My name is Ashwin Kumar Uppala. I am a pre-final year student from Hyderabad, India. I'm also the co-founder and currently leader of Hack Club Hackerabad, which is also an open source student and community. In the past 12 months, I have racked up 12 global hackathon wins. I'm also a new GitHub campus expert and a Microsoft Learn student ambassador. And I also occasionally do I'm Remarkable sessions. So feel free to connect me after this event if you have any doubts regarding this event. So hi Takir, hi Shreya, Shivam, lots of nice folks in the chats. Glad to see you. So let me give you a quick agenda what I'm going to talk about. So these are the basic three things which you have to kind of keep in mind when you're starting up with a hackathon. Find a good team, brainstorm like a child, and present like a pro. Sounds pretty rhyme. I think it rhymes pretty well. I'm just going to explain you what it means. Starting with the team. So I get a lot of DMs oftenly asking to team up with, if they want to team up with me on a hackathon, which is fine. But if you reach out to someone on DMs, it's kind of pretty difficult to wait for a reply by the time hackathon starts. So every hackathon has a team building channel or some team building activity. All right. Even CrossKnot's hack has one. So if you're someone who does not have a team already or want to try up a new team, join that channel. Join that channel and you will see a lot of folks who are just like you, ready and willing to team up with you. So the first thing that I do when I join these channels is I introduce myself that I am this person and this is what I know. Now here it is very important that you be honest with your tech stack. It's okay if you don't know anything. Just be honest that hey, I don't know anything, but I'm interested in learning machine learning or I'm interested to do a project in Web3 or DevOps or anything that you like, because when you are forming a team, it's pretty important that you find honest participants or honest team members. That's going to help you much better than someone who has a pretty good tech stack, which is also a nice thing. But even if you don't have a fancy stack to show off, it is completely okay because hackathons are beginner friendly, and that's why these team building channels are set up. Just make sure you're honest, all right? And let's say you DM couple of folks in that channel, you're interested in joining their teams, and I would say DM more than one person. Don't just DM one person and just wait for them. DM multiple folks because it may take time for them to reply because everyone is spread across the country or globally. But chances are you might end up in multiple teams pretty soon. So what do you do in that case? Well, I have seen a lot of folks, they just let it go and they just take it for granted. Please don't do that. Only stick to one team. Even though it may sound that you are in two teams and both are doing great projects, it's pretty tiring to work in more than one team. Plus, if you know try to join more than one team, it kind of is not only like you're giving unfair advantage, you're having unfair advantage against the two teams, and it's pretty biased. So if you're trying, if you're accidentally in multiple teams, out of nowhere because you got accepted multiple times, pick a team, whichever you like, and then let the other teams know that you are leaving them. This is very important. I'm going to repeat. Let the teams know that you are not going to be part of them if you are not going to be part of them, so that they don't have to, spend their time still believing that you are their team member. If you let them know that you're leaving their team, they can actually start looking for someone else. That is saving yours and theirs time. All right. Otherwise, what happens pretty often as a beginner is you kind of forget, you're in multiple teams and you forget to let the other three teams know that you are not participating with them, and they just delegate you some work, and it just leaves hanging. So that kind of leads a bad hackathon experience for them. And it could be also you, that you might be in a team and someone was in your team and they just did not they just stopped replying. So if you're looking for a teammates and you're accidentally in multiple teams, please definitely uh, pick one and let others know that you won't be there. Just informing, just a simple inform is so easy. So we have Anushka here. Hi Anushka. Okay, Takir says winning is simply achieving in a competition which others weren't able to. Oh, that's a nice one. Could not think of that. I like that one. Learning is winning account according to Bansi. Absolutely. I absolutely second that. Uh, for me, if I really learn out of some hackathon, I really kind of feel satisfied that, yeah, that's a really a nice hackathon. Feeling of proud moment that we achieve something. That is a nice way to define winning. Naman says winning for me is learning and being the best. I like that confidence. I really like it. Awesome. Karuna says, I did the opposite. One team, two hackathons at the same time, different projects. I can second that because I in that team. So Karuna is mind blowing hacker, one of the best front end designers I can ever say. So I can definitely trust that. That's very Karuna of you. Awesome. So you found a team. Okay, let's move on. Let's say you found a team of four. Amazing. You're in a Discord chat. Amazing. The hackathon time is closing in. CrossKnot Hacks is about to start. Now it comes to the big part. I mean, the thing that will contribute to a major part if you win or not. That is brainstorming. All right. How do you brainstorm it? So let's I'll tell you how I do it. How do you do it? Let me know in the chat. How do you currently do it? Let me know in the chat if you want to share how you brainstorm with your team. But let me tell you how I brainstorm. I brainstorm like I don't care. All right. So oftenly, sometimes I think some ideas are dumb. All right. There's a theme, and I think this is a dumb idea, but I still spam it in the chat. I would spam any idea that I get in the chat, the good ones and the ones that I think are silly. What happens is someone else from the team picks those silly ones or the good one topics and add their own creativity to it, what they think about it, and that kind of eventually turns into something amazing. So many times it has happened, not just for hackathon, whenever we're trying to brainstorm for anything. So there are topics you might think are silly to you, or might think, oh my god, this is dumb. No, this won't work. This is too childish. But you don't know how others are thinking. So it's always good to let them know how it works. So Karuna says, as a 5-year-old, I will hold crayons and start on paper. Yeah, that absolutely works. What I do is I just think around me, look around my room, and I think like, what could be solved here, what is repetitive. If I'm going to program something, it's going to solve something that is very repetitive. Let's say I have to open my laptop and I have to open my calendar and my task list every time. So can I create a program that can automate that? Now that's solving a problem. So something like that I often think about. When you're brainstorming, you don't have to solve a world class problem. That is great. It's amazing to think of solving world hunger or water crisis. That is amazing, but not always. Sometimes you can solve something as simple as How can I stop a tap leaking uh, in the sink? Can I create something with an Arduino or some hardware hack? That is a simple problem that is solving a local problem. That is completely amazing and that's completely fine. And that can actually help you win because this is very close to your heart. So you will also enjoy working on that hack. So when you're brainstorming, you don't have to think like how everyone else think. You can think a bit differently. It's okay to think no idea is silly, and I personally try to think off topic, so that is absolutely fine. Now next, well, when you're brainstorming, one more thing that I often do is I go on a hunt. Let's call it outsourcing. So if you go to DevPost or DevFolio, if you have an account, you can see previous hackathons or you can see other hackers that you follow, and you just see what kind of projects they have made. What happens is because of this is it helps you avoid kind of repetitive hack projects. It helps you gives you an edge to make unique hacks. Let's say we have a healthcare themed hackathon. Everyone will make something regarding to COVID, obviously, because that is the trend. You know, an API to show how many COVID cases are around you. I have seen too many projects like that. That is amazing, but it is way too repetitive. Everyone is making that. If you make something else, something surprising, as if where the COVID is not there, the zones which is completely, where you're allowed to not, you're allowed to remove your masks. I have not seen a project. I have not seen a project like that. Now that will catch my eye as a judge. So if you are in the brainstorming phase of a hackathon, look for other projects in that theme, like around that theme in different hackathons. That is fine. Just see what is not made before. Kind of like how would you think for a startup? It's not so differently. All right. Uh, Apart from that, so it is very important that you also manage your time. So I would say do this during your brainstorming phase because hackathons are pretty short sprint and you want to do a lot of things, right? You want to it's like it's you have 1 hour to deadline and the project is not working, but you also have to create a demo video. So you're absolutely confused what is happening. So it is important that you delegate what to do's among your teammates beforehand in a hackathon. So this will do is kind of give you an edge over others, even if your project is not complete, even if you face some issues, you will still be able to have something working at your hands. In fact, let me go ahead and show you a live example of how we delegated one of our projects at Cloud Native Hackathon. If I have, I'm going to pull it up right here. So this hackathon, I hope you can see it. Let me also go ahead and drop it in the chat. You can take a look at it anytime you want. There you go. Someone can drop it in the chat. So, I will talk about best practices later, but let's go ahead and see the project board. All right. So we created a project board. Well, Kaval created a project board and delegated everything that we wanted to do. So you can see what is done on the right side, what to do on the left side. This was done all before the hackathon. So we opened that and we created issues based on every little task that we wanted to do. We just kind of micromanage things, but you don't have to do it, but it's fine. It kind of helps us keep a track on everything that's happening and what's going wrong. So if you can see here, it's just open issue. There's nothing in just to keep a tab and what's working. And if you can see, we also added labels to this, which is kind of a plus point if you are following the GitHub best practices. So delegating work beforehand is kind of a nice thing to do. All right, just have it like if you want to work on the front end, let someone else work on the back end, and once they're done, let them help you, or vice versa. Like I would work on the front end. I'm done beforehand. So I'll just drop it in the chat. Anyone needs my help, and I'll start helping them there. So definitely prioritize your main task, and yeah, work from that up. And what else do we have is, let me see, in the brainstorming phase. If I go back to there, awesome. So, some things that I like, some tricks that you can maybe keep in mind while trying to manage time is like practice time blocking. I mean, this is something I usually use in my daily life. You don't have to strictly follow it in a hackathon. All right. So I use Pomodoro technique like when I'm confused which part of my project to follow. So if you have to focus on the front end or back end based on the theme, or should I cover this sponsor or not? So for that, I use Eisenhower and Pomodoro for short sprints if I feel I'm burning out. Don't use Pomodoro for 25 minutes. I would say 45 minutes is fine because you're coding and you need to have a bit longer stretch than 25 minutes. Uh, Block time for blockers. What it means is have some specific time for having fun. Anything that you want to check out your phone, you want to stay away from your screen. So just block some time that you can come off screen. So keep it real. Just like I said, keep your projects realistic. I mean, I love projects which is solving something unique, but if it's actually solving a real world problem, that definitely gives you an edge over others. All right, cool. Apart from that, I think this is my favorite part. Let's see if you have any questions. No. Awesome. So, one of my favorite is presentation. This is my favorite part, and I believe this is the one that really stands you out from everyone else. So, even if your idea is good, good, even if the team is good, if a presentation is amazing, you definitely stand a chance to win something in the hackathon. And I'm not kidding because most of my hackathons that I won is because we focused a lot on presentation. And by presentation, I don't mean just the demo video or when you present something. It's Let me show you actually instead of explaining by again sharing the same project on the screen. This is the dev post hackathon submission platform we use for cloud native hackathon. I hope you can see that. Yes, you can see it. So there is a video here, that's fine. There are screenshots of how it's working inside the front end. Okay, all the features that I showed you. If I go down, okay, this image is not loading. That's funny. But there's inspiration. We have segmented into what it does, how we built it. We have properly elaborated it, everything that we could. All right. It's not like we're just trying to stretch it too much. We have bold the important points that the sponsor that we have tried to cover, hyperlinked text so that they can go, whoops, okay, that's interesting. Yep, this one works. No, that's funny. Never mind. You can hyperlink like that. We have added a code box, which is pretty nice. All right. We also embedded images inside the README because let's say if you don't scroll it here, if you don't see this arrow right here, maybe if you're scrolling it, you can see the image. I love embedding images in it. So we added that, a lot of tags. We had multiple deployed links in case one fails. Oh yes, I think it's working. Yeah, it's absolutely working fine. So if I go to GitHub repository, and we followed the GitHub best practices, we used linting. So you can see all the linting in the commit messages here to keep it pretty neat. And we prefer using emojis, which is nice. We have releases on the right, something I have not seen a lot in repositories. So again, the README is pretty well. We have everything that we did. So how to install it, everything. And there's also a contribution guide here. So if you want to, contribute to this project with everything, like any beginner can contribute to this project, we have explained it pretty well. So we are following that. And if I go to issues here, you can see we have added labels too. So that kind of gives a pretty good impression of your project, that you know what you're doing, even though it was not complete. This project was absolutely not complete at all, but it won 2 category prizes, just because, well, partly I would say definitely because the presentation was pretty well. So yeah, Definitely focus on the presentation and even the demo video. Let me see if you can hear the audio of the demo video. I don't think you can see the demo video audio, but never mind. You can see it anytime. Uh, I'll drop this link in the chat, so feel free to see demo videos. I try when creating demo videos, I try to put 70% of the part of the demo of my project on how what challenge it solves and how it works. All right. Now I know my project has some flaws. I've seen some demo videos where folks will say, XYZ is not working right now, or they will say like we don't have time, so we only work that. I would say don't say that. Be positive. Show the things which are actually working. Don't show the things which are not working at all. All right. Show it like this is what is working, and this is how we made it. That's it. All right. So try to stay positive and show it that it's a complete project. It's complete. So even if it's not complete by the end of the time, make it such that it feels like it's a complete project. All right. That's how I prepare my demo videos. So how I proceed is first I show the working of the project. I show how it works. In the last few minutes, I would show the code base. I think I'm showing it right here. Yeah. So I show the code base of how it works, and yeah, I usually wrap up the challenges we ran into. I show what we learned from it to have that human touch that we actually enjoyed this hackathon. Corona says no project is ever complete. You can always make improvements. Definitely, yes. Every project that I have made can have some improvements, one or two. Yeah, definitely. That's absolutely true. So while creating demo videos, uh, delegate one person. Okay, let one person handle the demo video. Let one person handle the README. Let one person handle the dev post submission or anything. Makes it easy for you all. Let one person or two people handle the code base while they're trying to fix things. Chances are things will not work in the last 15 minutes. That is okay. That's completely fine. Don't show that in demo video. Don't show that in README that these things could not work. Present like as if it's a complete project. Fake it till you make it, and it actually works in a lot of cases. So I use this thing called Dolby On. So you don't have need to have a hi-fi camera setup. All right. I use this thing called Dolby On. It's a free Android iOS app. Kind of clears your voice as if you're using a professional mic. So yeah, feel free to use that. Definitely add a voiceover. Yeah, a lot of people try to avoid that. Definitely add that. I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you add your own voice, I would definitely listen to that. It kind of had a human touch to it. So focus on demo video. Focus on the presentation of your project by all means. Uh, so I would say a tip that something to help you complete a project. When you're starting with a project, break it into parts. Have a main base which is easy, which is realistic, which you can make without learning something new or something. With your existing knowledge, and then build the features on top of it. If I go back again to Learnscape, where is Learnscape? Yeah. If I go back to Learnscape, the main project was this. All right, this was the first thing we focused on. We have to make the homepage. After that, we added extra features as add-ons. Things which may or may not be done on time. For example, the roadmap. The roadmap, we were kind of skeptical if it was done on time or not. And after that, we had time. So Karuna added a voice assistant right here. Yeah, it absolutely works. Hello. Yeah, awesome. After that, we had more time, so chat room was implemented. So these are all were as something like an add-on that we added to our project. What happens in this case is, uh, if we could not make, let's say we don't have a time for chat room. All right, let's say we could not implement, or the chat room was not working. We use GetStream for this. What we could do is simply remove that. We would just show the main page, the roadmap, and the CNCF projects and everything else. That would not affect the project. It would look like a complete project. They don't have to ever know. Yeah, although we spend some time to that, but definitely not show that in your demo video. So yeah, have a code. I mean, when you brainstorm, you definitely get too many ideas, too many creative ideas to put in a single project in 48 hours. So have a base project, realistic project, and then just keep adding as time allows. Okay, but when you're adding features to it, it is very important that you take a break. You get excited. There's so many amazing ideas. Hackathons are meant to have fun. You are supposed to learn something new. It's not just you have to go all in all the time. All right. I usually take a break by joining mini events. A lot of hackathon have mini events where we just hang out with random people or play games pretty often, or I just read a book. I like reading books, and I just have some time screen off. I would not just get out of this computer after this call and start looking on phone or watch a Netflix series. That is going to burn me out even more when I come back. So I prefer like meditation, which is not a lot of people's choice, but I like it. So I do a lot of meditation to keep myself fresh. I dance or I do some other hobbies which are not related to screen by any means. All right. So definitely take a break. Hackathons are not just for coding all the time, make friends, talk to them. Uh, because of taking a break, even if things go wrong, you will still be calm. All right. So many times my teammates have been worried about the demo video not uploading on time, and I am the one creating the demo video. I'm still calm because I know I'll make it on time. Things are not working, or I just in the end make it in time. And in that case, I meditation, and mindfulness kind of helps me stay calm in these panicky situations. But you can use whatever you like. You can listen to music or anything else. Just have fun. Take a break. All right, and make sure to have fun. This is this is the most important point. I would say this is what is winning a hackathon for me. If I have to answer the question that I asked in the beginning, because if I look back 12 months from now, I have done 45, 50. I've participated in 30 hackathons and mentored and judged in others. So it's like, then my depo says 50 or 60 is something. And I can clearly remember the hackathons that I have had fun. All right. In one weekend, we would just decide we don't want to win anything, but we just want to make an utter chaotic project. It has nothing to do with the theme. It won't win, we know that. But we have absolute fun. We just love it. We just rickroll everyone or just make memes or trolls, anything that's just giving you fun. That is absolutely fine. My first, we had so once back in July, I was going to do a hackathon in some hackathon A, all right. But it was too strenuous. The team was very straightforward on winning it. Then we left it and I joined Hackathon B. And we decided we're going to chill this hackathon. We just want to, take a break and have a nice hackathon. We made a game and we ended up winning the first prize in that hackathon. All because we were having amazing fun. We learned a lot. So make sure you have fun throughout the hackathon. That's the whole point of a hackathon. It's not a competitive, it's not super competitive environment. It is competition, but pretty light and beginner friendly competition. So there are events already prepared for you to have fun, including this session. So yeah, you're supposed to have fun in this talk. You're not supposed to listen it seriously and take down notes and everything. You can come back to this chat, this YouTube video, talk to your friends, or just play games or anything that has fun. Sometimes I would just decide to pick a new tech stack out of nowhere, things that I don't know. All right, and I'll just build a project on that. That is having fun for me. Yep. So definitely have fun. I think that's one of the biggest thing for me. And if you're focusing to win this hack, which is amazing, I would say focus on the goal of your project and not on the swags. I mean, swags are amazing. Swags are meant for you to come to this hackathon, but only to a limit. Okay, so if you come for swags, which is great, but if you stay for having fun in the hackathon, for having fun in the community, that is when you actually start growing because of a hackathon. So yeah, definitely, like, don't just have a single mind that I have to win every time. That can lead to a bit of disappointment quite often. It is okay to win. It is okay to let others win. Sometimes it's completely fine, but everyone should have fun at all by all means. All right, even if you're a beginner, if you have no idea, have fun. Who cares? Like you are not losing anything, right? Yep. So if you have any questions, I'm going to take them up right now. Yeah. And if you don't have any questions right now, feel free to connect me over any social media. I usually am pretty active on Twitter. Uh, Everything is it's just Ashwin XC everywhere. So yeah, Karuna says don't focus on swags. I will give it to you. Focus on learning and fun. Yep. All right. Awesome. Karuna, give me your address. I will send you some. You definitely deserve some. Naresh says, what should be the whole timeline from thinking what track to choose for submitting the project? Why do you want a timeline? Uh, See, my roadmap might be different from yours because I am doing a hackathon this weekend apart from doing something else in my community. So it's different. Uh, I would say just follow these three, keep these three things that I just said in mind. Wait, let me show you. Uh, yeah. So keep these three things in mind, follow them in any way that you like. There's not a hard and fast rule that you have to do them in the straight order. Everyone is unique. Your team will be unique. You might have different folks, one who does not have any idea about coding, but amazing at design and vice versa. So they have to learn, it's going to be a different challenge. Don't try to fix a single timeline. Every hackathon, we tried some different timeline or something like that. But yes, generally how it goes like before hackathon, brainstorm. Don't start to code before the hackathon phase. During hackathon phase, code, brainstorm. Yeah, that's fine. You can simultaneously brainstorm and code and do anything. Come back, change your ideas. Anything is fine. During, I would say 6 hours before the hackathon, have a backup demo video, a backup one, which is not complete, which is not supposed to be there because just in case you don't know because your project might get disqualified if you don't submit a demo video. So have a backup project for sure. Focus on the demo definitely. Either at like once the project you feel the project is almost finished, start working on that. Don't keep it in the end 1 hour. Things can go wrong. You uploading on YouTube, dev post, and everything else. So follow your own timeline. It should be good. There's nothing to worry about. Am I following the right timeline or how am I doing? It's completely fine. Sanskar says, even after this session, if you have any questions, yeah, definitely. Why not? Yeah, my DMs are always open. You can feel free, but I do definitely uh, promote asking in public. Ask me, that's absolutely fine. But if you tag me and ask in public, what is happening is you are allowing other people to join the conversation. Someone like you might have the same question. Let's say you ask me about hackathon, and 5 minutes later, someone also DMs me the same question. I have to repeat that, right? So if you ask in a public channel, I will answer that, and someone else who had the same question got it already answered. So if it's possible, ask in a public channel. Your CrossKnot Hacks has a help section. Ask there. We'll help you. Definitely will help you. If it's something that you cannot ask, DMs are always open. Flood my DMs. Fine. Okay. Awesome. So uh, I don't think we have any more questions.
Thank you very much, Ashwin. It was really an insightful session. I hope everyone enjoyed. So, guys, this session is a part of 36-hour virtual hackathon conducted by CrossKnot Hacks. If you all want to register, the link is in the description. And if anyone has any kind of doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Yeah, on a closing note, I would say if you learned something from this video, uh, take a screenshot if you like and share it. Like tag CrossKnot, tag me, share what you learned. Maybe apply that in your hackathon. So I would definitely love to retweet that. I definitely love to support that. Let others know that you're learning something. That's pretty nice. Awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's been a great time. I really good luck everyone if you are hacking this weekend. Yep.